thank you. I know there's a lot of my team specifically on here. I've invited some of my RF BFFs, I call them, to be on with their teams too. And I know I've said this, and I feel like I'm beating a dead horse at this point, but I've paid for a lot of training in 3.5 to 4 years, guys, and a lot of expensive training. I spared no expense. I was going for the top, and this has been some of the most functional, useful training. I have no incentive to tell you that. There's no relationship here that's going to incentivize me to tell you that. I tell you that because if I think I trust the system as much as any system I've seen, and I really have talked to my team leaders about how to have this conversation, and talk to Eric about it. And I just hope you'll, this is not about trying to rope you in to getting one more thing. This is about something that I have intentionally worked and found one of the most helpful things I've done for my business at a stage when I've done a lot. So that's it. And I will hand it over to you.
Well, thank you very much. And one way she is incentivized is when all of your businesses start booming, of course, that benefits everybody, right? So sorry about the kind of, I'm going for this romantic pink light here today. It's just the sunset. It'll hopefully change a little bit as we go. Okay, so my name's Eric Johnson. I'm excited to be with you guys. I am the creator and CEO of Teamzy, and I'm very, very humbled and grateful for that amazing introduction. Thank you, Debbie. And I will do my best to prove her right tonight. I want you guys to know that what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through some training first on relationship marketing, which is the philosophy and system Teamzy is built upon. Okay? And whether or not you want to use Teamzy is fine. You're going to get a ton of value even in that training tonight that you can apply into your business right away. Then I'll take you into Teamzy. I'll show you how to set it up. It's really easy. And I will show you how to absolutely crush a power hour. Guys, Teamzy is built on two things: relationship marketing, which I'm going to teach you about first, and the idea of the power hour, the idea that all of your income producing activities can be done in less than an hour a day if you're organized and you leverage that time. I'll show you how we do that with Teamzy. We'll actually be able to reach out and connect with 20 people in about 30 minutes. Okay, so I'll show you all that. I'll take you through the process of starting a conversation with somebody all the way through inviting them and following up like a pro until they join your team. Then when all that's done, and trust me, you'll feel like you're sipping water from a fire hose at that point, I will open up for an open Q&A. Okay, so if you have questions, if you want to hang on with me, I will stay and answer all your questions. Okay, awesome. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure everybody's muted. If you guys feel the spirit move you and you have to say something, you can unmute yourself and do that. I'm just going to keep you muted so that it doesn't get too distracting. If you hear kids screaming in the background, it might actually be my house and I'm not muted, so I can't really control that at this point. All right, let's do this.
You're hitting record, right?
Yeah, I already hit record.
Okay. All right.
We're recording. Okay, so you guys see my presentation now? Okay, great. So this is what we're going to talk about first: how to leverage relationship marketing to become a power hour boss. You guys can use this hashtag if you want, once you're ready to own it. Okay, a little bit about my backstory. So I told you that I'm the creator of Teamzy. My background is in business consulting and coaching. I've been doing that for going on 15 years now. For many years, specializing in real estate and mortgage industries, helping people build their business, using a lot of the principles I'm going to teach you guys tonight. My story as far as network marketing goes is I got into network marketing by accident, probably like a lot of you guys. I found some products I really liked and I started sharing them just because I liked them, right? People share things they love. And when I saw the opportunity for the business, as the business consultant, I thought, wow, this is a great opportunity. I need to get my time leveraged and efficient so that I can do this in less than an hour a day because I've got 4 kids and I had a full-time career at the time. How many of you guys feel that one? Yeah. And so I knew the time needed to be leveraged, right? And when you're in the beginning stages of a business, right, you invest in things that make you money and save you time. So that's what I was looking for. I didn't find anything. There was nothing out there for our industry, at least nothing good, and nothing based on relationships, which I'm going to kind of pepper through this training with you guys tonight, because my philosophy is that people are more important than a sale and that relationships are more important than a recruitment. And by keeping my focus there, I will show you guys it actually results in more of both of those things. Make sense? Okay, let's keep going. So long story short, we built Teamzy because there was a need and there wasn't anything like it out there. Just so you guys know also, before I jump into the next slide, where we're at 2 years in, and I know you guys have heard about Teamzy because Rodan and Fields, like we're all over the place with Rodan and Fields, which is great. We love you guys so much. But in 2 years, we've had 50,000 network marketers use Teamzy, be able to help those guys. And the average results right now for people actively using the system is 21 new customers and 9 recruits over 90 days. Okay, just so you guys have kind of an idea of typical results for people who are actively using this. So what is relationship marketing? Relationship marketing. You guys probably hear this term thrown around, and I know a lot of people think it's like, you know, kumbaya, hugging and loving each other, and it's fluffy and it doesn't get results. I want you guys to know this first and foremost. Relationship marketing is a lead generation system. Okay, and that's a system that initiates consumer interest or inquiry into the products or services of a business. I'm telling you this at the beginning of our call because I need you guys to have a mindset shift. Okay, yes, I'm going to talk to you about relationships, and it is going to be warm and fuzzy, but you need to know this. Your business is not marketing world-class skincare products. That is not the business you're in. You are in the lead generation business. Your business is lead generation, and you need to have the mindset shift is this. If you did not do work today that will generate new leads in your business, no matter how busy you were, no matter how many consultants joined your team today, you didn't work on your business. Okay, so at the get-go, you need to understand this is a lead generation business, and that's the business you're in. And relationship marketing just happens to be the most effective lead generation system there is. Okay, but here's another thing that I want to tell you about this principle. Developing and deepening relationships is your paramount duty as a business owner. Developing and deepening relationships is your paramount duty as a business owner. I hope you guys are taking notes because these principles all build. Okay, so we're in the lead generation business, which means that we need to meet new people, right? Or we need to go deeper with people we know. Why? So that we can develop and deepen relationships. Guys, if you think about this business is about developing and deepening relationships with the people we know and the people we're meeting. That's it. Now I'm going to break this system down for you and structure it for you, but that is everything in this business. Okay. And then what we do with relationships is we turn them into advocates over time. We turn them into advocates. We do it by investing time and providing outstanding service. Okay. So I'm going to talk to you guys about there's 3 types of people in the world. There's consultants, customers, and advocates. And every single human being in the world will fall into one of those 3 categories as you work this system, or maybe multiple categories. All right, here's another important principle. Relationship marketing depends on trust. Relationship marketing depends on trust. Another way to say this is, if you're a jerk, this ain't gonna work. Okay? If you're a jerk, this ain't gonna work. Have you guys ever come across somebody in this business, or have a friend maybe that did, come across somebody that's not trustworthy? Yeah. In fact, in our industry, unfortunately, a lot of people expect that, don't they? Because there's been so many people who have abused that trust. Relationship marketing, what I'm going to teach you, depends on trust. This doesn't work for jerks, which is cool. This isn't for everybody. Not everybody's going to agree with this system, but I want you guys to know it depends on trust. But trust makes the work fun. Trust makes it fun. You don't have to convince people if they trust you, even just a little bit of trust. You can get right to helping them, right? Also, trust takes away the icky feeling. This is probably the most, this word icky, this ickiness word seems to attract more people to teams than anything else. How many of you want to feel icky? Nobody wants to feel icky in their business, but when there's trust, you don't have to worry. The icky feeling is gone. And also you get to go for yes. You get to go for yes. Have you guys ever done the go for no thing? I'm sure a lot of you guys have. There's a lot of very experienced people here. And if you're anything like me, when I did the go for no thing, I did it for about 5 minutes. I did it for about 5 minutes. I have to tell you, I couldn't do it. It just went against everything I believed in. It was like growing up as a kid, being a communist, right? That wouldn't have flown with my dad. And the go for no thing didn't fly with me. The idea that I'm going to go to my best friends and my family, and I'm going to ask them a question. And if they say no, I throw them over my back like a dead body and move on. These are my favorite people. Of course they're going to say no. They don't trust me yet. I mean, they've seen me do the dumbest things ever, right? I grew up with these people. With this system, we go for yes. Every time we touch a relationship, we will make it warmer. You can't go through a warm market. Your warm market gets hot. And I'll show that as we go, guys. It's a go for yes system. So how do you build trust? How do you build trust? There are 4 essential ingredients to build trust. Okay, and I'll break them down quickly, and then I'll take you through each one in detail. The first one is chemistry. Chemistry. Number 2 is character. Character. Number 3 is competence. Competence. Number 4, consistency. Okay, consistency. I know I said them all twice. That was so you could write them down. Okay. Chemistry, character, competence, consistency. Let's go through these one at a time. Chemistry is where you have common ground with someone. What is it about you they can relate to? Okay, chemistry is where you have common ground with someone. What is it about you they can relate to? Guys, you can remember this principle really easily. It's hard to trust somebody you don't like. True? So you got to find common ground. The other thing that I just want to highlight on this point is that everything seems to be right now, like in our society, on social media, everywhere, everybody seems to be trying to figure out where they're different. Have you noticed that? If you be one of the few people who's looking for common ground with people, you're going to be connecting at a huge, what am I trying to say? You're going to connect a lot more than most people do, because you'll actually be finding what you have in common. We have stuff in common with every person on the planet. Okay, I know we're different, but who cares about that? Does every person on the planet have skin? So there's one thing we've got in common. Everyone needs your product, right? Okay, number 2, character. Character is when you demonstrate how much you care and that you are relatable. Character is when you demonstrate how much you care and you are relatable. Okay, I want you guys to know something about this definition. You don't have character. It's something you do. Okay, it's something that you do. It's not something you have. And a lot of times we think my character or my integrity or my honesty, like it's something you own. It's not. It's something that you do on a daily basis. Does that make sense? And so instead of getting twisted up that somebody has questioned our integrity or questioned our character, we need to be focused on how am I demonstrating this to the people around me on a daily basis? Okay, these are huge, guys. You got to be demonstrating character. Number 3, competence. Competence is when you demonstrate you're good at what you do and you're a business person. Okay, competence is when you demonstrate you're good at what you do and you're a business person. There's 2 pieces to this, because in your business, there's 2 things that people need to know. First and foremost, can you help me, with the particular need that I have? Are you knowledgeable enough about the product that you can help me, get me the right system so that I can solve my problem? And number 2, when I'm so excited about these products and ready to join the business, are you the person that I feel comfortable or that can competently mentor me in this business? Okay. Anybody on the call kind of newish? Okay. So when you're new, a lot of times somebody will tell you, just fake it till you make it, right? You guys heard that a million times. And I have to tell you, like, I spent years trying to figure out how to fake it, but you really can't fake something you don't have. And I want you guys to understand this is important. Relationship marketing depends on trust. Don't fake it. Don't fake it, especially with your relationships, because they know better, right? You don't need to fake it because you're part of a team that is incredibly competent. You just lean into your team, okay? You borrow their competence. What's your problem? Okay, let me ask some questions from my upline and find out what would be the best regimen for you, okay? Between them, they have 30 years experience. It's unbelievable. These women know everything. Okay, you're going to be in great hands. Oh, join the business with me. I'm part of this amazing team. The trainings they do are they're incredible. They even bring the Teamzy guy in from time to time. I mean, that is the level of training. Okay, lean into the competence of your team. Guys, teach your team to lean into your competence. If you're new, lean up. If you have somebody new, have them lean up. Okay, and then when they're ready, they can be on their own and they can teach their team the same thing. With me? Chemistry, character, competence. I'm going to give you a principle about these 3 before we move on to everyone's least favorite thing to talk about. Consistency. Here's our principle. People only care about 3 things. Can I trust you? Do you care about me? Are you good at what you do? And this is the context of this is they care about this when they're going to do business with you. Can I trust you? Do you care about me? Are you good at what you do? You know what's interesting about these 3 things? Notice what's missing. Is your product any good? It's not even a primary concern. Because if they can trust you, then they know it is. Now, here's the thing I want you guys to know about these. If you haven't written these down, if it's in yellow, you should write it down because I highlighted that for you as super important. If you get an objection in your business, any objection, doesn't matter what it is, objections come from these questions at a subconscious level, not consciously, but subconsciously. This is where objections are raised from. So yes, be prepared to overcome objections, but also understand, hey, you know what? I need to work more on this relationship. I need to continue building trust with this person. With me? Okay. This is especially important, you guys. In a little while, I'm going to talk to you about the fact that 1 out of 2 consultants will quit the business in the first year. And this is especially important when you're recruiting to your team. If you help somebody overcome objections to get them onto your team, that means the trust isn't there yet. And you have to invest in that relationship or they're likely to quit a little bit down the road. Does that make sense? So I just want you guys to keep that in the back of your head. Okay. I'll try not to go off on these tangents. You know, Debbie's been around me enough to know that I could train on every single one of these slides for at least an hour. Okay. Number 4, consistency. Consistency. This is the one, I made a joke about this, but seriously, how many of you guys, when you see the word consistency, you get kind of that heebie-jeebie feeling like I'm supposed to be doing something right now, aren't I? Taking vitamins or working out or something. Consistency is hard. It's hard for everybody. But the thing is we know that all good things come from it, right? But you know what's funny is bad things come from consistency too. Like we're consistent with our bad habits, and that's just as destructive, right? Consistency is kind of the thing that runs the show. But when it comes to building trust, consistency is the primary thing. How many of you guys have kids? How important is consistency in building trust with your children? And it's just as important for building trust with your customers and your prospects. Okay, here's a great principle I want to share with you guys. People respect consistency and desire it for themselves. People respect consistency and they desire it for themselves. It's a great book called Influence, the Psychology of Persuasion. Can you guys see that? And then my little tiny postage stamp. Here, I have the title right here. It's by Robert Cialdini. Robert Cialdini, if you've never heard of him, he's like the preeminent social scientist for influencing others. This book is kind of his Bible. There's a chapter in here about consistency and the desire to be consistent. When we were kids, we called it peer pressure. Like we want to be consistent so bad with those people around us. But what you guys need to know is that when you're consistent, it inspires people. And they respect it. They want to be near you. They trust you, right? Have you guys ever been told that by somebody that you're inspiring? Like, oh, I follow you on Instagram. You're so inspiring. All right. Who is it that's marking up my slideshow on their iPad? All right. If people are inspired by you because they see you doing things consistently, that's it, guys. That's what makes somebody inspiring. People are drawn to you. The cool thing about being consistent, not only does it make you more successful, but it draws new people to you. And it helps people trust you. And I'm going to talk to you guys in a minute about consistency. And I know there's things that you guys do consistently that you're supposed to, right? Like how many of you guys are a product to your product? Like honestly. Yeah, consistently, right? Posting on social media, being present there consistently. Yeah, hopefully. I'm going to give you the checkup from the neck up, as one of my mentors, Zig Ziglar, used to say. I want to know this. Are you as consistent with your relationships? Are you as consistent with your relationships? Are you as consistent about staying in touch with people as you are about doing things like posting on social media? And this is your checkup from the neck up, guys, because I know the answer. You don't have to answer that one. I'm going to help you with this, though. That's why I'm here, okay? That's why I'm here. But you need to understand this principle. People won't believe you till they see you. People won't believe you till they see you. And if anybody's super annoyed by that markup, if you know that you did it, you can erase it too from your screen. Okay. People won't believe you till they see you. This is what I mean. You guys are posting on social media and you put this great call to action post. People love it. You know, you get 10 or 15 people are interested and you're like, home run. But how many friends do you have? How many followers do you have? How many people are watching you? See, people are watching you like you're a TV show, but they don't believe they're part of that show. They don't believe you when you say, join me or come check it out, or they don't believe you because they haven't heard from you. If you haven't talked to somebody since high school, they're not going to jump on an invite post that you randomly put up, you guys. It's about being consistently connecting with people. Okay? Because you got to remember that relationship building is a contact sport. It's a contact sport. That just means you got to be in regular contact with people if you want a relationship with them. Here's a principle that's super important. Investing time in connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. Okay, investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. Excuse me, I'm losing voice. All right, real quick. We're almost done with this presentation, guys. And then I'm gonna take you into Teamzy and show you around. But first, I just wanna share this with you. How many of you guys have ever received, let me look at your faces. All right, see, a lot of you guys aren't hiding behind your cameras. Very good. Everyone who's hiding behind your cameras, you got a C-. But you don't hear me anyways because you're in the other room multitasking. You know what multitasking means, by the way? It means that you're doing several things in a mediocre way. Did you guys know that? Multitasking is actually a myth. Human beings don't know how to do that. We're not designed for it. Okay, here's my example for you guys. How many of you guys have ever received a great card from somebody, like a really great card? You know the kind where it's mostly white space and somebody handwrites you a nice message? You guys ever get a card like that from somebody you care about? And you know, when you read that message, it creates an emotional impact, doesn't it? And especially if it's a really good one. I mean, I'm the kind of person, I like the card better than the present. My wife tells me she likes the present better. So we're a good match, right? But when you get a card like that, like a really great card, what do you guys do after you've read it? And you've had that emotional impact, you know, you feel it and it's like, oh, that was so nice. Then you just crumble it up and throw it away. Do you guys put that in the trash? How many of you guys save those special cards? And you don't even really know why. You just can't throw them away, right? Do you have like a special place, like a pretty box or a drawer where they go? You know, like, you know what I'm talking about? Have you guys noticed that people actually, when people pass away, their cards and letters are the things that's most prized by their family? It's amazing that something like that can have a lingering impact like that. Now, on the other hand, how many of you guys have ever received something like this? This is a birthday postcard from my insurance salesman. Now, it looks like it's handwritten, but I want you guys to know it's not handwritten. It's handwritten and printed, mass-produced, okay? You guys ever get one of these? Now, here's the question. Does this go in the special place? This one gets thrown away, right? No problem. Why is this worth nothing and the other is priceless? What's the difference? I know you guys already track with me because you're really intelligent people. It's time. This took no time and it's worthless. Whereas the handwritten card took an investment of undivided attention, the most valuable thing a human being has to offer, right? And it means so much. Investing time, connecting with people is the only way to deepen a relationship, you guys. It's the one-on-one time that means something. Now, do you need to be writing handwritten letters or notes to people all day long? No, though that is a great thing to feather into your business, okay? Because if you send somebody a note, a handwritten card, they'll keep it forever. Did you guys know that you have marketing materials that will never be thrown away already on your desk probably? Yeah. You should go get some beautiful ones made that have your little logo on it. People will keep them forever. Okay, but that's not necessarily the whole deal. I mean, just connecting with somebody even on a Facebook message, one-on-one makes an impact. Maybe not as deep, but you can do 20 of them in 30 minutes. Okay, and I'm going to show you guys that as we go. The key is the one-on-one connection. People are like so hungry to be connected with. The more connected we get, the more isolated we feel. Have you noticed that? And you know, we are designed to be together in community, in connection. It's so funny because those of us who kind of have a more spiritual view of things have always known this. And now science is catching up and proving that it's true. In fact, I'm reading a book right now, which is fascinating. It's a very kind of fascinating but dull and scientific book called Social. And it's talking all about how they're discovering how most of the brain is designed for social connection. We're not self-interested, selfish creatures like we've been told. We long to be connecting with others. That's why you guys are in the best business in the world. And I'm going to show you how easy it is to structure it so that you can love on people and build a huge business. All right, let me go back in here real quick. I'm off on tangents. Let's get back. Rein it in, Johnson. Okay, here we go. I think I have one more slide and then we'll jump into Teamzy. All right, so we did this one. Get this principle written down if you haven't yet. Investing time in connecting with people is the only way, oh, I went back too far, is the only way to deepen a relationship, okay? Investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen a relationship. Okay, you need a system. This is what you need. I know you guys agree with me and my philosophy, but you need a system. You need a way to stay in contact with all your relationships. And even if you have a huge list, I'm going to show you that it's doable. You just need to be organized, okay? You need to know when you should contact them. In other words, take the thinking out of the equation. Because to connect with 20 people usually takes an hour of planning. We're going to show you how to do it. Teamzy will do it for you. You never have to plan. Also know what to say so you don't get stuck all day trying to figure out how to start the conversation. We'll help you with that. Okay, we'll get it started for you. And then make sure that nobody falls through the cracks. You need a system for this. How many of you guys have had somebody fall through the cracks? Isn't that brutal when you work so hard? How many of you guys have actually had somebody fall through the cracks so far that they're in the business but on someone else's team? It's painful, isn't it? You plant the seed, you water the seed, you put the sunshine on the seed, somebody else harvests it. That's the way it works without a system. Okay, so let's jump into Teamzy. I'll show you guys how this works. Which one do I got? How many of you guys have 20 windows open on your computer right now? You're in the Eric Johnson Club. Here we go. All right, so you're looking at my screen. This is a brand new account, Rodan and Fields account. Customized for Rodan and Fields. I want you guys to know, by the way, for those of you guys who aren't using Teamzy already, you go to teamzy.com and you can get a free trial for 30 days. Full access, unlimited access, no credit card required, nothing weird. We just want you to try it, okay? Just try it for 30 days. By the way, if you do it the way I'm showing you tonight, you'll more than generate enough in that 30 days. You're gonna wanna get a full year's membership up front, okay? So teamzy.com, free trial, 30 days if you're not already doing that. All right, so when you first log in to your free trial, make sure you choose Rodan and Fields so you get the right version. It'll drop you into a setup wizard to help you set this up. Now, I've already dismissed it, but you can get it back by going up to this little settings wheel right here, and we'll jump into the setup wizard. I'll take you through this really fast. All right, first thing you can do is you can sign up for Facebook Messenger tips if you like, and that'll help you through, give you tips and videos and things through your free trial. I recommend you do it. We'll email you that stuff too, but you don't read emails, so this might work. Well, you read some, right? You read some emails. All right, so we're gonna do 3 things in Setup Wizard. One, we're gonna set your income goal. Okay, we're gonna set your goal, and then Teamzy's gonna backward engineer that goal and give you targets to hit to reach it, okay? The second thing we're gonna do is help you create a powerful why. Now this is awesome, because the why is what keeps you from quitting, and I'm gonna teach you how to do it so you can lead your team through it, right? So you have a better chance of retaining people that you work so hard to bring onto your team. Then we're gonna get all your contacts imported so they're in one place and you are super mega organized. Okay, you ready? All right, let's do this. So set an income goal. Now this is the income you'd like to earn, or the income level you'd like to be at 12 months from now, okay? If you're already making great money in your business, I want you to put the amount of growth you want to create in 12 months, okay? So if you're already making $200,000 and you want to be $300,000, I want you to put a goal of $100,000. Make sense? If you're starting from 0, put in the amount, the income level you'd like to be at a year from now. I'm going to put 150,000 as my goal, okay? And then what I'll do is I'm going to click continue. And now Teamzy is giving me kind of an estimate. It's saying that I need to connect with 4,348 people over the next 12 months. Okay? Is that a lot or a little? That's a lot, right? I mean, we're talking about 150 grand in a year though, right? So you should be expected to work. Now I'm going to show you guys right now, seriously, how many of you guys are going to be incredulous at this? This is 30 minutes a day right here. Is that crazy? 30 minutes a day. I'll show you how it works. Next page is the breakdown page. This breaks it down into bite-sized chunks for me. I've got my 3 groups: prospects, customers, and consultants. Okay, prospects, customers, and consultants. So now it's broken down that huge number between these groups, and it's broken it down monthly, weekly, and daily. So now I have a daily target to connect with 9 prospects, 6 of my customers, and 4 of my consultants each day. And I'm going to explain as I go what a connect is, but all I'm doing with a connect is starting a conversation. It's just a hello, how are you? I want to make their day. I'm not trying to sign them up or sell them or cold invite them. I'm just trying to start a conversation and make their day, okay? We call it the Make Someone's Day mindset. Another one of our hashtags. Hashtag Make Someone's Day mindset. All right. So those are suggestions. Now, look, if you're brand new and you don't have any consultants, then you can take that to a 0 and put the 4 over here. Okay? If you've got no customers, you can do the same thing. Make that a 0 and then put them all here. You got me? I want you guys to know that because that seems to get people caught up. Now, what I'm going to do, you can change these to anything that you want. I'm going to put them back. The only thing that I did was I changed that. This was a 4, right? I changed the first one to a 10 because I want them to add up to 20. Have you guys got that I'm a little OCD? Just a touch. 19 a day is not going to cut it for me. It needs to be around 20 for me. Okay, so it's 20. Okay, so I made it for 20. Now you've got 2 other boxes here. Invites, there's 3. I've got a goal of 3 invites. An invite is where I'm inviting somebody to learn about the business. I'm inviting them to a 3-way call, to use the tool. I'm inviting them to have a consultation. I'm inviting them to an event. That's an invite, okay? So I'm going to connect with 20 people and try to start 20 conversations. Typically, I'll get about 50% of those going. So I'm going to actually create 10 new conversations. And from those 10, I will invite 3. Do you see the difference? Because the 7 that I don't invite aren't ready yet. And they're going to be on my Teamzy list. I'm going to continue connecting with them and building that relationship. But I'm going to be I'm still sifting for the ones that are ready, but I'm doing it in a relational way. I'm doing it in a way where I'm caring about them first, and I'm finding out what their wants and needs are, and I'm finding ways to help them. Make sense? So daily invites goal is 3, and then 3, these are my ads. These are new people I'm putting on my list every day. Okay? So whatever your goal is for that, you should always be adding people new to your list. If today's your first day in the business and you've got 2,000 people on your list, you can get away without adding people for a little bit. But it's a good habit to always be adding people to your list. Okay, continue. Whatever you put on this box, in these boxes, when I click continue, it's going to set up my dashboard to my goals. So each one of you guys will have a customized dashboard based on your goals that you set on this page. Okay, next. The next step is finding your why. Finding your why. This is really important, and I hesitate to not take too long on this, but I always want to talk about this because it's so crucial. So I mentioned in the beginning of the call, guys, that 1 out of 2 consultants quit the business in the first year. That's been the standard forever. Isn't that crazy? I mean, it's like heartbreaking. But have you ever thought about why people quit? And we create all these reasons. Oh, they're flaky, or they had no money, or whatever. They had a divorce, or whatever might have happened. The thing is that something's going to happen to everybody. Every 3 months, something happens to people, right? The reason people quit is because our natural default setting is to quit. Like, not quitting is unnatural. Not quitting takes an extraordinary reason. That's why we need to know our why. That's why we need to know it. Now, you know your why. It's in your heart, but we got to get it up to your head so it's in front of you. Okay? So here's the thing, guys. This process is not as complicated as people think. It's not some crazy, weird, hippy-dippy thing where we're going to go sit in a teepee somewhere. Nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying we don't have to do that to find our why, okay? We've got this down to 5 questions. I'm going to ask you 5 questions in your Teamzy setup wizard. You answer them, get your mind going, and you create your why. It's that easy, okay? I'm going to take you through my story as an example, and then you just picture yourself going through this, okay? And then imagine taking your team through the same process, helping them out. Okay, so let's go back into Teamzy and we'll do this. If you see me looking off to the side, that's because that's where your faces show on my Zoom, and I can't help looking at you guys. Where are we? Oh, here we are. Okay, good. First question, why did you become a consultant? Why did you become a consultant? So my story, guys, I started out as a Beachbody coach. So that's my story. Just to clarify, I am not a Beachbody coach now, nor am I a builder in any network. I'm your Teamzy guy now, okay? So don't worry about that. But I started out as a Beachbody coach. Why? Because I lost 60 pounds in 90 days. Why wouldn't I be? Can you believe that? And guess what happened every day? Oh my gosh, what are you doing? What are you doing? And I would tell them, P90X and Shakeology. And they're like, wow, that's great. How do I get that? I go, I don't know. There's a website. All day long. My wife's like, dummy, go be a distributor for them. So I did. Deep. Change the world kind of stuff, right? No, not really. Not at that stage. Next question. What do you hope to accomplish? Now, in my case, I just wanted to make some extra money. How many of you guys can relate to that? I just felt like, man, I might as well be getting some extra money for this. I'm sending a lot of business their way. And I asked my sponsor at the time, do you think I can make $500 a month extra? He said, yeah, I totally think you can make $500 a month extra. I said, great, sign me up. That's what I hope to accomplish. It wasn't a deep, dark thing yet. And by the way, the thing about extra money that makes it so dangerous, it's easy to walk away from, right? You got to go deeper. Next question. Why is that important to you? Why is it important to you? Why is $500 a month important to you, Eric? Well, the truth is I want to save it. I just wanted to save it. I wanted to put it in savings. Anyone relate to that? My backstory is this, and I told you guys a little bit in the beginning. I was working as a coach, helping people build their business in the real estate industry. Do you guys remember what happened to that industry in the Great Recession? How many of you guys were real estate agents? You know exactly what happened, right? I mean, it was brutal. It was brutal. In the state of California, 2 million people left the business. Did you even know that we had like 5 million real estate agents at one point in California? Real estate was like going through the moon every year. Our company, our coaching business, 30% a year growth for like 10 years. And then it was scary, really scary. And we laid off half the company. Eventually I was laid off. I was the sole breadwinner for my family. We had little kids. My wife was pregnant, and trying to figure out what to do in that was really scary. Now, you know, I know a lot of people lost work and lost everything in that. Now, by God's good grace, that didn't happen to us. We made it through that recession intact. We almost lost our home, but we didn't. We held on. We made it through, but we stopped saving, and we used our savings. And when the recession was over and I was able to get back to the top of my career again, I still wasn't saving. Isn't that amazing? Not a penny. It had been almost 7 years that we had not put anything in a savings account at all. And I had done the math because I'm pretty good about doing my budget and financial planning and stuff. I'd done the math and I was 60 days from ruin. If I lost my income for 60 straight days, everything would come down on us. And I know that that is normal, right? How many of you guys, that's probably the case. Maybe you haven't crunched the numbers. And so I'm going through this process, you guys, finding my why. I'm on question 3 going, I want to save $500. He says, why do you want to save $500? And I hadn't even thought about it. And I'm like, I just want to. Because I haven't. Because to me, it felt like that was going to mean something. So then I get to this next question. What would achieving this mean for you and your family? And I thought, oh, well, I think I would like to buy a new house for us. And if I could save enough money, maybe we could buy a new home. See, we were in a home, we had long outgrown our home. And because of the recession, we went underwater $250,000 on our house. There was no moving, no selling it. And so every room was full of babies, toys, dogs, and laundry. How many of you guys can relate to that? Right? Here's the truth. We have a bigger house now, and it's still the case. But it's all good. It's all good in the hood, as my old boss used to say. Okay, so I just wanted a new house. And I thought this is the first step would be saving money. Okay, now let me get to the next question. Why is that meaningful? How does this make you feel? Now, you guys see already, I went from, sure, I guess I'll be a distributor to, wow, maybe we could buy a new house. I'm already getting some real excitement for my business in just 5 minutes of doing this. But now I get hit with this question. And this is the kind of personal growth stuff that makes me uncomfortable. How many of you guys are like that? Why is this meaningful? How does this make you feel? I get uncomfortable with this stuff too, but you know that when you're feeling uncomfortable, that's when the growth is getting ready to happen. Yeah, Eric, we don't want to hear that, but it's true. I started thinking about this and I thought, you know what? I don't really know if buying a house is that meaningful a goal. It might be actually materialistic, right? As I really thought about this, guys, what came to my mind was something that I had never allowed myself to really think, but I knew it was true. I felt it in my heart. It wasn't that we needed a new house. It's that I wasn't part of my family. I was working so hard to provide that I wasn't part of the family. I would get up in the morning and kiss my kids goodbye. They're still in their pajamas, and I'd go to work. And I would come back from work. They were already done with dinner in the bathtub, getting ready for bed. That was my relationship with my kids. I was missing their growing up. I got to spend maybe an hour a day with my wife, and usually we were taking care of things because that's the only time we had together. I was missing it. Here, I was respected and considered successful in my career. I was at the top of my career with nowhere left to grow vertically. And yet we hadn't saved money in almost 7 years. Anybody ever just feel completely stuck? Like, hey, I've been working for 10 years to get to where I am, and I'm here, and this isn't where I want to be. I just felt so stuck, and I just didn't know where we could go with it. And meanwhile, this little thing that I was going to do for an extra $500, I suddenly realized something, guys. This process, asking myself these 5 questions, I realized this. This is my opportunity. Network marketing is my opportunity to have the life I always wanted. My career is my extra money. I flipped it. My career became my extra money that would fuel my actual business. And I wrote my very first why statement. Just going through this process, getting my mind into it, I wrote my first why statement, which changed my life forever. I'm going to share it with you guys. It's actually in your accounts as the grayed out sample text. You have to write over it with your own why, by the way. Mine doesn't count for you. And this is it. To create a life where I never have to worry about money again. I enjoy quality time with my family, and I'm present for my children on a daily basis. I'm healthy and full of energy. This was my why statement. I wrote this. This is word for word what I wrote. And I want you guys to know it changed everything, because now when I didn't feel like doing it, I had to confront myself with this statement. By the way, I'm going to show you how easy this is with Teamzy. Like, seriously, Debbie, will you testify how easy this is? I'm going to show you how easy this is, and still you won't want to do it. That's why you need this, because it's like, I don't feel like doing it today. Oh yeah, well, read your why. Tell me that you're not going to do it. Because the truth is it's really hard for me to say, I can't do 30 minutes of easy work to get this. Make sense? And then if you get a success partner to hold you accountable to that why, boy, does it really become powerful. Okay, so what happened to me when I wrote this why? Within 3 months, I left my job and focused on my business full time. I had nowhere to work. My house was too small. I already told you that. So I went to Home Depot. I bought a tough shed. You guys ever see those out in the parking lot of Home Depot? I had it dropped in my backyard. They were like, do you want to pour a foundation, sir? I'm like, I don't have money for that. Just throw down 2 logs and throw it down. They threw down 2 4x4s in the dirt, and they built my shed on top of it. A year later, it was like this. I ran an extension cord out there to that sucker. I put a desk that I built out of a pallet in. I threw a Mac out there, and I had Wi-Fi. I started building my business. My why drove me. And if you guys dig deep into the Teamzy YouTube channel, you'll find me doing trainings in an unfinished shed in my backyard. We called it the shed quarters. Okay? The why will change your life. Here's another way for me to put it. Not having a why won't. With me? Okay. I know that was a passion tangent, and you guys are like, when is he going to show me the dang software? So let me get back into it. I just want you to be successful. You don't need to use the why to use my software. You just need it to be successful. That's why I took some time on it. Next, we're going to get all your contacts in. Guys, you guys are lucky. It's pretty easy for you guys. There's some videos here with the instructions on how to get your team from Pulse and your your customer list. Okay, so you're going to want to do those in that order. First, you want to get your team. I just recommend your first level people. Okay, get them imported into Teamzy, and then get your customers in. Then you're going to get your Facebook friends imported. If you struggle with this stuff at all, you just need to ask for help, and we'll help you through it. Okay, we'll even go as far, for those of you guys that are extremely tech challenged like me, we'll get a one-on-one Zoom call with you, and one of my team will take you through it personally. Okay? But for those of you who are self-starters, there's these videos here. And then on the Help Center of Teamzy, I'm going to skip out of the wizard so I can show you. There's a Help Center over here on the left side. There's FAQs, written form, full videos, different things that you can use over here to help you, for you self-servers, okay? Otherwise, just hit that big help button that floats around on the bottom right, and our team will help you. Okay. So there's one more thing for setup that we need to do that I didn't show you, and that is when you bring in an import file, if you when it's done, it puts you in what's called rank mode. See, the last step for setting up is ranking our list, ranking our relationships. And we use a star ranking system, very similar to ranking everything. Netflix, Amazon, Yelp, right? You guys do this all the time. 5 stars is awesome. 3 stars not. So look, on my team page where my whole team lives, where my whole list is, you can see that each person, when I click on them, you can see their rank on stars. After an import, it puts you in rank mode, which lets you go down your list and rank everybody quickly. This is what it looks like. I'll turn it on right here from this menu. Okay, so now everyone's rank is showing, and I can just scroll down the list, and I can just click on people to rank them up or down. Okay, if you want to delete somebody, just hit the trash can. Easy, right? Now, the reason we do this is to make it really fast. You can go down your list and rank people. You don't have to, you know what, guys? Everyone's going to start as a 3. You don't have to rank everybody, but you do want to find your best people and rank them up to 4s and 5s. Now, let me explain why. There's a principle behind this, and this is this. The first principle is this. In relationship marketing, you want to spend more time with the best people. You want to spend more time with the best people. You got to prioritize them, okay? But here's the general principle for time management that you need to understand. If you don't prioritize relationships first, you can never prioritize your time. If you don't prioritize your relationships first, you can never prioritize your time. The turkeys in your life will steal the time from the people you care about. Is that true? You know the people that have you talking on the roof of your car as you're driving away? Those people will steal time from your husband and from your kids. You got to prioritize the people first so you can prioritize time. Okay, so let me just explain to you what these ranks mean. Real quick, I'm going to click this little question mark. It'll give me the definitions. A 5-star is somebody most likely to become a customer or consultant, or they're an existing customer or consultant that's a rock star in your team. Okay, 5-star people are going to show up every 30 days on your up next list. I'm going to show you the up next list in a minute. The up next list is for just connecting, saying, hey, who's up next for me to connect with today? 4 stars, those are people that are likely to become a customer or consultant with a little bit of nurturing. They're going to show up on your list every 60 days, okay, every 60 days, just to connect. 3 stars, everyone starts there because they could go either way. You never know with a 3-star. Most of the people on your list will be 3 stars. They're going to show up every 90 days, every 90 days. 2 stars are getting colder. They're every 120 days. 1 stars, they're cold. They're not coming up on your dashboard ever, but they're in Teamzy. You can look them up if you need to, okay? And you can change people's ranks all the time as you go, and you need to do that. But you need to come through one time and just hit the priorities, right? Find your 5s and your 4s at least and get them going so they're coming up more often. Okay. And when you're done, you can just navigate away to autosaves. So let's go to the dashboard and do our power hour. Couple things real quick. Look, I haven't completed my whys. Let me go do this real quick. If you don't type something in this last box, you'll get that message. So pretend I wrote my why here. And when you click continue, that saves that on your dashboard. See, there's my why down there. The reason it's on your dashboard is because you need to read that out loud every day to yourself to keep yourself motivated. Okay, here we go. Today's activities. These are the goals that we set and set up. Remember, I'm going to connect with 10 prospects, 6 customers, 4 consultants, invite 3 people, add 3 people to my list. I already did that. I'm way ahead. See how it's already got a 3 on there instead of a 0? So this dashboard right here, it kind of motivates you and lets you know how you're doing for your day. Also, if you want to, down here, who's up next? This is where we're going to be doing work. I'm going to show you that in a second. If you need to look somebody up who's not on your dashboard, there's a lookup bar right here. You can search for them, right? Also, if you want to add somebody new one at a time, you just click this little guy. Super easy. Okay, so the who's up next box in the middle, that's where we do all of our work. Now this is split into 2 halves. The first half are our lists: prospects, customers, consultants, and follow-ups. Okay, 4 lists. On the right-hand side is where we do the work. This is where we actually log the conversation that we're sending. And we can also see details and activity about that person, okay? So we start from left to right, first with our prospects. Notice there's only 5 people on my prospects list. Even though I might have thousands of people on my list, it only lets me see 5 at a time. That keeps me focused, keeps me from getting overwhelmed, and it keeps me from skipping around. Just connect with who's up next. Trust the system. You don't have to think about it. Let Teamzy do the thinking. So we're going to start with prospects. The first person on my list is Debbie. I have a feeling she's a good prospect. You guys think she'd be good? All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to connect with Debbie. I've got Facebook open up here in another tab. Okay, I'm going to use Facebook to connect with her. You can connect however you connect with people. I like Facebook Messenger as my favorite, followed by text, right? Followed by any other social media, and then in-person, phone, things like that. Facebook Messenger I like best because the response rate is the highest of anything right now. All right, so I'm going to message her, but maybe I don't even know what I'm going to say. Anybody ever feel like I just don't know what to say? I feel awkward or whatever. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go right here to scripts. See where that is? And this is going to give me some ideas to start a conversation. I'm going to choose a Facebook script. So here's a connect. Hi, Jane, just stopping by to say hello. How are you? I hope your day is awesome. As simple as that is, you guys, this is one of the most effective scripts ever used. I've personally used this thousands of times. Now you can take this script and make it your own a little bit, tweak it a little bit. I'm going to copy that script that takes it to my clipboard. Now check this out. I'm going to paste it in here, but I'm going to just change the name so I don't mess this up. See, I already messed it up. All right, so I have to actually send this in Facebook. So I changed the name there. Somebody just taught me this the other day. I used to do it the other way around. I changed the name here so that I can't actually screw it up in Facebook. And I'm going to look her up. See how easy, quick this is? There she is. Oh, look at that. Eiffel Tower. She must be a big deal. Just giving you a hard time. Send a message. If you click send money by accident, you might make a friend a little quicker. Okay, so look, there's the message. Sent. Boom, it's off. I just sent the message to her. Toggle back to Teamzy. Make sure I finished logging this. That was a Facebook message. And I'm going to hit log connect. Watch what happens to my dashboard. Now I've got one, and she's off my list. My list is moved up. Okay, the next person on my list is Jay. Look, I'm going to use the same script. I'm just going to change the name. It's already, I don't even have to look it up again because it's already saved on my clipboard. Isn't that cool? All right, do you guys see how I can do this super fast? Bam. It's so quick, especially after you've done this. And if you use your mobile phone, it's even faster. I always click on some random thing. Okay. So now I'm back to Teamzy, toggle back. I'm just going to finish logging this. Log connect. Now I've got two. Look, one more. I'll just do one more. I'll spare you. Sue McDonald's the next one. Let's look her up. If you don't like the script that I chose, there's a few other ones you can use. The biggest thing is don't overthink this. Don't overthink the script to start the conversation. When you, oh, I forgot to change the name, didn't I? Good thing I'm paying attention. When you, guys, when you have the conversation, it's going to be natural. Just get it started. Okay? All right, let's log this last one. I did that one backwards, but I still got it done. All right. So just so you know, there's other scripts here. This is another great one to get one started. I love this one. Hi, Jane. I saw you cross my Facebook feed. Thought I'd say hello. How are you? Hope your day's awesome. This is a great one for somebody who you have no clue why you're Facebook friends. Oh, I just saw you come across my feed and we're friends. So I thought I'd say hi. Do I know you? I don't know. I mean, we're Facebook friends. Let's figure out why we're friends. What do we have in common? I actually got somebody signed up with that conversation once. You got nothing to lose, right? And it's fun. All right, so I'm going to keep going down this list until I get to 10. You can see how quickly I would be able to jam through that, right? Now I'm starting conversations. Now some people will respond right away. Be disciplined and don't answer them yet. So you got to finish your outgoing messages first, okay? Stick to the plan, get your power hour done, then you can start having the conversations. So send all your outgoing messages first. So when I'm done with 10, I'm going to go over to customers. Now I'm going to start connecting with my customers the same way. I'm going to talk to Rachette. I'll go to scripts. Now I've got customer scripts, which is great. There's some great customer scripts. Here's just a basic one. Hi, John. Of course, it'd be Rachette. Hi, Rachette. How are you enjoying the products? Like whatever she's using. Send me an update. Let me know how I can be of help. Or just my favorite one, which is this one. Just checking in to see if there's anything I can do to make your day. Oh my gosh, you guys, that one works so great. If you should, I challenge you guys all tonight. You can do it even while I'm talking. Send that message to one of your customers. Checking in and see if there's anything I can do to make your day. I know it's night, so say night then. Okay, try that. So we're gonna connect with our customers the same way. Bam, 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 until I get 6 of them done. Why do I need to be in touch with my customers? This is huge. This is huge, you guys. It's so important to be in touch with your customers. 3 reasons. 3 reasons. Write these down for you or to share with your team. Number 1, it's your duty. This is your business. Staying in touch with your customers is your primary duty, right? Serving them. Number 2, when you are in regular contact with your customers, guess what? They order more stuff. When you are in regular contact with your customers, they order more stuff. They stay on their monthly reorder longer too. Your retention goes up and your volume goes up. Why? Because you're in touch with them. So many consultants hide from their customers because they're worried that they're going to get a cancel if they make contact. I'm glad you contacted me. I want to cancel my subscription or my perks or whatever you guys call it, all that good stuff. That's not true. If they're thinking about canceling and you're having a conversation with them, now you have a chance to educate them on why they should stay in or help them get the right product. Okay? Or you have somebody like what happened here at my home, where the regimen was doing great and then just got forgotten and then got stale. And so a really smart consultant was like, you need a new one because that one's stale, right? Hey, it works. That's what happened to the old Johnson house. Okay, so it's all good. Stay in touch with your customers and the volume goes up. Teach your team to stay in touch with their customers, the volume goes up. And I know there's some people on this call who have large teams, and that is significant. Imagine if everyone that was active on your team, if their volume went up 20% next month. What would that feel like for everybody? That's all it takes, is being in touch with people on a regular basis. That's it. The number 3 reason, and the most important on why you need to be in touch with your customers, is this. Do you guys remember what business we're in? Lead generation business, right? The hottest source for a new lead in your business is a current customer. The hottest source for a new lead in your business is a current customer, somebody who has already trusted you enough to give you money in exchange for your products. Somebody who likes your products is 100 times better than any new prospect. They already trust you. They already love your products. What do people do when they love something? They talk about it, right? Isn't that what you do? How many of you guys have seen a great movie this year? And then how many of you kept that to yourself? You didn't tell anybody about it, right? Or you found a great restaurant. No, you tell everybody. It's compulsive. We can't help it. Remember, we're designed that way. We want to share. We want to share the good stuff. You have customers right now talking about your products to people they care about and who trust them. Guys, there are people right now who are ready to purchase that you don't know yet. You know it's true? You got to find them because they're going to purchase, just not from you unless you're in touch with that person. You got to be in touch with your customers on a regular basis. You need to ask them who they're talking to, and you need to get introduced to those people so that you can help them. You notice I didn't say sell them. Sales is helping people, right? You guys get paid for solving problems. You got to find those people who are looking for it. And right now, you guys have customers who have people ready. By the way, this is a whole training, by the way. I did a 1-hour training on this. I'm not going too much deeper, but I want you guys to know that when I talk to Debbie and I say, is there anybody that you know who'd like some more information on this? And she says, actually, I was just talking to 3 of my girlfriends yesterday. And I reach out to those 3 girlfriends, and what happens? They're all interested. What do I say to Debbie? Have you ever thought of being a consultant? Because you've already got 3 people on your team. They're going to sign up with me or you. How do you want to do it? Right? This isn't brain surgery, guys. It's just relationship building. Okay, next. Let's get back in here. I was showing Teamzy, right? I got off on another tangent. Got to be connecting with your customers. Customers. Don't neglect it. If you have 10,000 customers that you haven't talked to in 10 years, I don't care. Start tomorrow. Start connecting with them. Hey, it's been a while since I reached out. How are you? What's going on? Send me an update. I'd love to catch up. That's not in the scripts. I just gave it to you. That one works though, okay? Go down your customers. Next, your consultants. We called it Teamzy for a reason. It's about your team. Build that team. Having a Facebook page is great. Having a live Zoom call like this is great. It is not the same as a one-on-one relationship. Did I hammer that point enough to you guys? They need to hear from you. It doesn't have to be long, just a quick message. Just, hey, I was thinking about you today and just want to know if there's anything I can do to help you. Hey, I saw your volume this month. I just want to let you know I'm really proud of you. You're helping a lot of people. It doesn't have to be much. I saw your post yesterday. It was awesome. Great post. Okay? Stay in touch with your team. Okay, now we've done it. Prospects, customers, consultants. Our goal is 20 people. Do you see how that could be done in 30 minutes? So what do I do with the rest of my power hour? Right here, follow-ups. Oh, wait, I don't have any follow-ups. How do I get somebody on my follow-ups list? Let me show you this. So I'm messaging people, right? We messaged some people earlier today. Now, let's just use my friend Jay as an example. I sent Jay a message. Jay, how are you? Hope your day's great. She messaged me back. Oh my gosh, so great to hear from you. How are you? And we start having a conversation, right? Form, asking questions. What is the goal of a conversation with a prospect? Anyone? Finding wants and needs. If you said sell them, maybe. If your sales definition is finding wants and needs. The goal of the first connect is to make their day. The goal of the conversation is to help them. doesn't have to be about Rodan and Fields at all. If you can help them in any way, you figure out what they need and you help them there, you build trust. They need a new pediatric dentist and you've got a great one, refer them. They need someone to pray with them because they're going through a crisis, pray with them. Find out how you can help them. Now, as you're having conversations and you're focusing on others and focusing on helping people, you're going to uncover needs that can be solved with your business opportunity or your products. So as I'm talking to Jay and we're catching up and we're talking and she's, telling me about what's going on in her life. She's, her husband is in the Marine Corps, so they're constantly moving around. And so we're catching up on all that. And then she says, well, how's that business thing going? That thing that you've been doing? Right. And I'm telling her, oh, it's been great. Started in the shed. Now I don't have to work for anybody else. I get to be with my kids all the time. She's like, oh my gosh, that sounds so great. I'd like to learn more. Great. I tell you what, Jay. So we're just having a conversation, right? Jay, I tell you what, why don't you, we're actually doing an online Facebook opportunity call event tonight. Are you around tonight? She said, oh yeah, I am. Great. I'm going to send you an invitation. I'll send you a link via email. And then why don't you jump on that event? You're going to learn all about the business from some great leaders on my team. And then I'll connect with you tomorrow and see if you have any questions. She says, oh, that'd be great. That sounds great. And she's excited because it's not, I'm not making her go to a ballroom at the Marriott or anything like that, right? Do you remember that? How many remember those days? All right. So that's an invite. Now let me show you how I'm going to log that in Teamzy. So I talked to her earlier, right? So she's off my list. She's gone for 30 days. So I need to look her up in the top lookup bar. That brings me to her record. I've got two of her. How confusing for me. There she is. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click connect so that I can log this invite. Now notice down here on the bottom, this little button that says invite. I'm going to click that. And this was an invite to an opportunity call. Okay. And it was an email. And then I'm just going to put a note that it was opportunity call. Okay. You're with me? Now, before I log this, when did I tell Jay I would follow up with her? Did anyone pay attention to that? Tomorrow, right? Now she's set as a 5-star, which means this isn't the right Jay. Let's just pretend it is. I have a duplicate. She's going to come back in 30 days. Actually, I'll leave hers at 3, then I'll know which one it is. I need to follow up with her tomorrow. So see where it says follow-ups? I'm going to click on that to set my follow-up for tomorrow. Now I've actually put her on my follow-ups list. This takes her off my prospects list, puts her on my follow-ups list. Make sense? So when I log this connect, it's logged as an invite, and then see there's a follow-up set. So when I go to my dashboard, check it out. Invite, boom, on the scoreboard, yes. And there on my follow-ups list is Jay. Follow-up due tomorrow. Let me show you how to do the follow-up really quick, and then I'm going to teach you guys something really great about following up. I'm going to teach you how to follow up without being annoying. Anyone want to know that? Yeah, of course you do. All right, so I'm going to follow up with Jay. Again, same thing. When I get to my follow-up, so tomorrow when I do my power hour, I connect with prospects, customers, consultants, always work left to right. When I get to my follow-ups list, now I'm going to work this list, okay? I'm going to go to my scripts, and I'm going to grab a follow-up script. Now check it out, guys. I put follow-up scripts in here. They're so easy. There it is, follow-up number 1. Hi, Jane, just checking in like I promised I would. What questions do you have for me? So tomorrow comes, I'm going to copy that script, right? I'm going to put it in her record. I'm going to save it, paste it, sorry, change the name. Boom, that way I got it right. I'm going to send it on Facebook. Super quick, super easy. Look her up. They're like, who's Jay that he's always messaging? She works for Teamzy. If you guys haven't met her yet, she's the bomb. She's director of customer experience at Teamzy. I love her. Like everyone great on my team, I poached her from my previous employment. I've got more people on my list too that I will get eventually. Okay, so I sent that message. There, it's gone. Now I can log this, but I got to set the next follow-up. Look, set the next follow-up so that she stays on my follow-ups list. I'm going to do it for tomorrow again. Oh, sorry, that was a Facebook message. He wants to know what kind of message it was. Okay, so I've set the follow-up, so she's still on my list. If I don't set a new follow-up, guys, she goes back into the Teamzy flow, and I lose track of her. So you want to make sure she stays on your follow-ups list. Always set the next follow-up. Now, real quick on follow-ups. You guys have heard that the fortune's in the follow-up, right? How many of you are sick of hearing that? Okay, I'm just going to give you a couple statistics. Did you know that 80%, well, careful, microphone's right there. 80% of all sales happen between the 7th and the 10th follow-up. Have you guys heard that before? 80% of all sales. 80%. That's a lot, right? That only leaves 20%. How many of you guys follow up 7 to 10 times? Anyone? How many of you like got nauseous with just hearing me say that? Yeah. But did you know that you guys are all scurrying around for only 20% of the sales that are out there? Now, here's the thing I want you guys to know. First, a mindset shift. Okay, first a mindset shift. How many of you really truly believe that you want to help people? You want to change lives? Okay. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the only way you can get to helping someone and changing their life is if they make the purchase, right? That's the only way. And if what gets them to purchase 80% of the time is following up more than 7 times, then the only thing that you can actually do to help people is follow up. Isn't that crazy? You want to help people? You need to understand this. Following up is an act of love. Following up is an act of love. Write it down on a little sticky note, put it on your computer screen. Following up is an act of love. Okay? The only way to help people is to love them through that process. Now, I'm going to explain something. I know why you don't follow up 10 times. Because you're terrified of being annoying. Is that true? Don't worry, I'm going to teach you the 2 principles for never being annoying when you follow up right now. You won't be annoying ever again. People will thank you. Okay? People will thank you. But it's so important for you guys to understand this, the psychology of it. Very few people are going to ever sign up with 1 or 2 follow-ups. Well, you already know it's less than 20%. How many of you guys did? No way. Human beings aren't wired that way, you guys. We're not wired that way. Our subconscious mind runs the show. Did you know that 85% of everything you do comes from your subconscious mind? Only 15% of your actions are consciously thought out. That's how you arrive home in your driveway and don't remember driving home. How scary is that? You guys did that. Do you ever like get somewhere and go, when did I put my makeup on? And I did it while driving? Happens to me all the time. Subconscious mind runs the show. But here's the thing. When I'm talking to Jay, she's excited. Oh my gosh, Eric, it sounds so great. And I've heard so much great things about these products. People love them. And I can't wait. And then what happens? Her subconscious mind goes, no, that's really scary. That doesn't sound safe, Jay. I know you hate your job, but it's safe. And that Rodan and Fields thing does not sound safe. And I'm in charge and I keep us safe. That's what I do. Safe and trapped. So what happens is the next day when I follow up with her, I send her a little message and she sees it and she goes, oh, yes. For a split second, she remembers the hope and the excitement she experienced consciously with me. And then her subconscious steals it and says, yes, Jay, but look over there. The baby just threw up on the dog. You need to go handle that right now. And she's like, I'll connect with Eric later. I need to go handle that right now. It's never conscious. It's never, I don't like Eric. I don't think this opportunity is good. I'm not going to respond. It's, I have another thing happening right now. The subconscious mind is throwing out smoke screens to distract her from taking action on something it deems as scary. That's why it takes 8 to 10 follow-ups for someone to make a sale, because it takes that many times for us to reprogram that subconscious mind to be used to the idea. Now, I'm going to give you 2 principles. Make sure you have your pens out. 2 principles so you're never annoying. Are you ready? The first principle is this. When you follow up with someone, never ask them to do anything in the follow-up. Never ask them to do anything in the follow-up. Now, you may have been told by very successful people that you need to have a strong call to action in your follow-up. And I will tell you that that does work sometimes, but it is most definitely annoying. So I'm not going to argue that it doesn't work, but I am going to tell you, you will be the annoying person by doing that, okay? And I know that you guys all raised your hands. You don't want to be that way. So if you don't want to be annoying, don't ask them to do anything. You don't need to. Honestly, they know why you're following up. They know exactly why if you had a good conversation with them and invited them to something, they know exactly why you're following up. The second principle is this. Your follow-up should be done in written format. I love Facebook Messenger, but text message is good too. Email only is a last resort if you have no other way to communicate. But they should be able to see that message on the lock screen of their phone without opening the message. They don't want you to know they've seen it. Do you guys do that? Why don't they want you to see it, to know they've seen it? Because they're not going to respond. Why? Because their subconscious mind is running the show. So here's what happens. Boom. I go to my Teamzy dashboard. I work my lists, prospects, customers, consultants. I go down my follow-ups. I send the next follow-up. Bam, 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 bam. Get through all my follow-ups, right? The next day I come back, I grab follow-up number 2. The next time I come back, I grab follow-up number 3. Maybe I wait a couple days for the 4th one. I send follow-up number 4. Nothing. No response. Crickets. You guys ever have this? And this is where most people will give up. Three follow-ups. And this is, we create this whole thing. Flake, disrespectful, doesn't like me. I must have pissed her off. I got too annoying. Not interested. She's broke. Her husband's a jerk. Probably won't let it happen. Right? And none of that's true. That's the stuff you're creating. Here's what I want you guys. I already told you what's happening. The vast majority of people won't even respond to 5 follow-ups. The vast majority of people who respect you, who are excited about the opportunity, who like the products, they won't even respond to 5 follow-ups. I'm like that. I'm busy right now. I can't do it right now. I want to. And then you get distracted, right? What happens is around the 5th or 6th follow-up, you get this message. If you're doing it the way I taught you with those 2 principles, you get something like this. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I'm so sorry that I haven't responded. Thank you so much for staying in touch with me. You're amazing. Can you imagine that? On the 7th follow-up, getting a "you're amazing, thank you." That's the way it works, guys. Because at that point is where they're starting to, like, their subconscious isn't struggling so much because they've had that little burst of dopamine every time they see your nice message for like 7 straight times. And they're going, well, that person's not that scary. And that's why 80% of sales happen at that point. Does that make sense? So from a functional standpoint, work in your power hour. And I know I've been talking a long time. I'm going to take questions in a second. You come in every morning, read your why out loud, connect with prospects, connect with customers, connect with consultants, work your follow-ups list, right? You're going to find that about 15% of your connects turn into follow-ups, which means by Friday, you're going to have 10 to 15 people on your follow-ups list, right? After a while, after about 3 weeks, 3-4 weeks of doing this, you'll find that you have 30 minutes of follow-ups, 30 minutes of connects. That's your power hour. Okay? Just do it every day. Now, how do you finish it off? When Jay signs up, joins the team, I look her up. Try to spell the name somewhat better. Good. I look her up. Now I'm going to log the sale. Just clicked on that sale button. Enrollment kit, save. Okay? We don't worry about commissions or anything like that. It's just to let Teamzy know you got the sale. And now under member type, I'm going to move her from prospect over to consultant, personally sponsored. Okay? Now she's moved onto the other list. Next time she comes up, she'll be over here on consultants. You guys with me? So simple, so easy. Now there's stuff that I didn't show you, but I just wanted to give you the power hour because that's the heart and soul. You get that going, get consistent with that, then you can come back to more Teamzy trainings and go deeper. I'm going to now stop and let you guys ask questions. If you have a question, I just want you to unmute and go ahead and ask it, okay?
I have one real quick. I want to know what you think is the best time of day. Do you think there's a best time of day to work your power hour?
That's a great question, and I'm going to give you a simple answer. The best time of day is when you can do it consistently. Now, you don't always have to do the power hour at the same time, because I know your schedules, you can keep it flexible. In fact, you don't even have to do it for an hour. You could do 10 minutes of time, gap time on your phone. But the best practice is scheduling a power hour, having it scheduled. The reason why I say that is because the truth is that you may not have time to do any responding right then anyways, right? So for me, for example, the way I did it is I typically get my best work done between 5:30 and 6:30. That 1 hour, that's like my golden hour. That's worth a half a day's work for me. It's right before my kids start waking up. It's right after I've done my devotional time and my workout. My mind is focused and it's still quiet. And that's when I would do my power hours bright and early. And I would send all those messages out. And then I didn't have time in my schedule until 11 o'clock in the morning to respond. That was my next time where I was responding. So those messages would just pile up and I would respond then. So you can schedule that whenever you want. Does that make sense? So, because I think what you're asking is when are people going to want to talk the most? And the truth is you may not be able to have that conversation right now anyways. You just got to get those messages out. I also did them sometimes 11 o'clock at night from my bed. And then I had the conversations the next day. The reason why would I possibly do that at 5 o'clock 11 o'clock at night from my bed? I'll tell you why. Because my success partner sent me her Teamzy dashboard screenshot that she finished hers and I hadn't done it yet. And then I had to do it. Oh, which by the way, thank you, because I need to give you guys your action steps real quick before we go into any more questions. All right, so that reminded me, hold on. Zoom just needs to make this a little easier for me, that's all. Here's your action steps. Get your 30-day free trial started. That's a no-brainer, okay? Get your 30-day free trial started. I think a lot of you guys are already doing it because you've got great leaders that are encouraging it. But if you haven't done it, go do it. If you're already in your free trial and you're loving it, set up your subscription so you don't miss a beat. When your free trial ends, you won't get billed till the free time's up. Okay. Get a 30-day success partner to do the free trial with you. If you don't, if you have a success partner in your business, great. But if you don't, let's just pick somebody, say, let's do it together for 30 days and do what I just mentioned. At the end of each day, screenshot your completed dashboard and message it to each other. There is nothing more annoying than getting that when you haven't done yours. But there's nothing more gratifying than sending it back 20 minutes later. Bam, here you go. Okay, it's important, you guys. We're designed to connect. We're designed to work together as a team. And we need a partner. We need accountability. It's so hard to be alone doing this, okay? You need somebody to push you. Also, I'm going to give you a 5-day challenge. 5-day challenge. And this is because I really want you guys to experience what this feels like. Within 5 days, I want you to connect 5 straight days. You can't take a day off in the 5-day challenge. Connect with 100 people, 20 people a day. That's the example I showed you today. 5 days in a row, 20 people a day, connect, send connects. Now I know you guys, I know Debbie told me when you guys are new, you guys do a ton of connects the first month. So 20 a day is actually pretty easy to be sustainable. But if you did 20 a day, think about it. If you did 20 a day, that's more than 100 a week. That's more than 400 connects in your month. But I want you just to do it for 5 days because it will blow you up. Honestly, you guys will be like, I cannot even believe what's happening. It'll be overwhelming, but in a good way. How many of you guys are underwhelmed by your business right now? I mean, you're overwhelmed with what do I do next? Or I wish I could make something happen. But I'm talking about leads and conversations. So this is going to blow you up if you're in that situation. Accept the 5-day challenge. Okay, let me just see. Hold on, where are your faces? I lost you. Let me just see real quick. Hands up. Who's doing the 5-day challenge? Come on. Public accountability. Did you know just by putting your hand up publicly like that, you're more than half, you're twice as likely to do it. That's what I'm talking about. We would be so lazy if we lived alone, if we were all by ourselves. We do stuff for other people, don't we? We do. We want other people to be proud of us. We want other people to be happy for us. So we do stuff. That's why we need to be together like this doing stuff. Okay. Next question. Who else has one?
I have one. How do you group people like who were a PC but then have canceled so that you can follow up, make one report and follow up with them on trying to get them back as a customer, or somebody who maybe only ordered Lash Boost? You want a whole list of those people.
That's a great question, Tony. Okay. Personally, anyone who's ever purchased from me is my customer. That's my philosophy. I don't care if they're current or if they've canceled. They're my customer. They bought from me. I'm their consultant. Even if they were a team member and now they're not, like they still know these products are great. They're still going to, you know what I mean? So the way I would answer you, and I know it's a simplified answer, but what you're going to find from me is I always want to boil things down to simple because I can handle that. Anyone who's ever bought from me is my customer. I treat them the same because people cancel, but that in their mind, they haven't stopped being your customer. Your back office says they're not an active customer, but in their mind, they're a customer, right? It's like I'm a customer of probably a hazard of my business, but at least a dozen different network marketing companies. I love the products that network. So like one of my products that I use are essential oils. You guys ever do essential oils? I'm a customer, but I mean, I only have to buy those once a year. I buy I get like a $300 package and my rep is super excited. And she's like, well, what are you going to get next month? I'm like, what are you talking about? I just bought $300 worth of oils. That's going to last me. I'm a guy. But my point is like, I'm still a customer and those people are still customers. Does that make sense? So just treat them that way. Now you might want to prioritize people who are active, and you can do things in Teamzy like add tags. I definitely recommend. I did a full training on tags, which is in the Teamzy Help Center. If you guys want to watch that webinar, but one of the things I recommend is you tag people, tag all the products that they buy. That way, if I wanted to just see everyone who's ever bought Lash Boost, I could hit that tag button and I could see everybody who's ever bought Lash Boost, right? So, for example, you guys are still doing the special, the free Lash Boost. Yeah, so this would be a great time if I wanted to crank things up, is to reach out to everyone who bought Lash Boost in the past and say, hey, I just wanted to let you know, as I'm connecting with you, we're doing a special where you can get a free Lash Boost. I know you bought it in the past. So, you can use tags like that. That'll help you. Does that make sense, Tony? Yeah.
And is there a report that I can go into all the tags, or how does that work?
Yeah, well, yes. I'll show you how it looks. I don't have any tags in this. This is a new account, but I'll show you where it is. Okay, so if I'm on the team page, see right here, tags, this is where you've got your list of tags. Okay, so let's say Maynard, these are fake names, they're so great, I love it. So I'm gonna add a tag here. Let's just do Lash Boost, okay? So now I've tagged Maynard with Lash Boost, and I'm gonna tag Claire with Lash Boost. Right, so as I'm working with customers and they buy that product, I'm just gonna add it to their tags, okay? Now, if you notice over here now, under tags is Lash Boost. So if I click on that, it's gonna give me the report of everyone who has it. And I can also look for multiple tags. So if I also had eye cream as well, I could come in here and I could go, okay, I got Lash Boost, and then I also want to look up from eye cream and double search, and I got people with both of those. Cool? Okay, but you can use tags for anything you want to group people on. People tag people on, the day of the month that they renew, and then they can go on that day and hit the tag, and you can just use them for anything you want. We've made it flexible, simple system, very flexible. Make sense? Okay. What are the questions?
I have a question. Is there a way to, if I'm starting from scratch now and I already have a list of customers, to go in and populate my conversations, etc.?
When you import that list that you have now, you can take all of that data that you have and just put it under notes. Okay, so let me show you real quick, Brenna, what that would look like. And if you guys are using somebody else's name on your Zoom account and I call you by the wrong name, I'm sorry, that's on you. All right, so if I'm now connecting with Maynard, I can go right here to notes and see anything that I might have put in notes. If I'm on the dashboard and I'm getting ready to connect with somebody, I can also look at notes. So if you had put like your conversations that you currently have in there, they would all be here. All the conversations you log in Teamzy will show up under activity. Make sense? Okay.
Eric, I don't have, well, I have lots of questions, but I mainly wanted to just share because I've been in Teamzy's boot camp, which that's something I'm going to be talking to my team about the next boot camp. But mainly we've been going at it, 6 weeks now, Eric, is that right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. And so what's starting to happen for me, guys, and one thing I was going to say, now I have pretty big numbers because I pretty big income in there. And so by the time I finish my power hour, responses are coming in, and they're coming in all day long, which makes me crazy. And I can't do that endless chatter dialogue all day. I just can't do that. So if they came in after I did a window, I don't really address that until I sit down and have a specific respond to messages window. So that would be something I'm going to suggest, or you are going to be that person that's on your phone all the time because messages, there's just constant chatter going. But so that was one thing I was going to say, is just find a system where you can stay control and on top of your day. And the other thing is that it starts happening now. You've done these connects. I remember for the first few weeks, I'd let my funnel get pretty darn dry. So for the first few weeks, I would rock through the connects, connect with the customer, connect with team, and it would be those invites. I had to convert, connect to an invite. And it would be, that was where it would go, ooh, the momentum. And then I'm back to that overthinking everything. But now what's starting to happen, I even said this in the boot camp today, now just from what's happening in my inbox, by the time I get to the invites, a lot, because there's been so much dialogue going, it's taking care of the invite language by itself because it's just naturally transitioning. And I know that's the idea, and I know that's how the system works, but it's just very gratifying to watch it start coming to that. By the time I even get to the invite, 3 of them have been taken care of the 5, just because of a natural progression of conversation. They are asking me now, you know. So that's just, I just really encourage you with all of that. So, okay, I see somebody else. I think Tori, somebody chatted. Oh, that's a good question, Eric. Can you see the chat from Tori?
Yeah, and again, I don't have I would say it's okay. Message people. I have had 2 people ever tell me, you woke me up with that 4 a.m. message. And I go, why don't you silence your phone to sleep? What are you thinking? I'm so sorry. I just assumed you'd silence your phone to sleep. So what's going on? And just continue the conversation. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't worry about that too much. Just say, well, you know, I was up late, or I get up early, and I was just thinking about you and thought I'd message you and figured you'd pick it up in the morning. That's all. Don't overthink it. Again, and Debbie knows, she's in the boot camp. The boot camp is something special that we do each quarter. Well, we're in the first one now. We're going to do it again in April, where we have an activity-based action steps for every day for 12 weeks. We hold each other accountable and stuff. And I'm always telling these guys, don't overthink it. Just do it. Just message. Don't overthink it. Just get these messages out. People will be glad to hear from you. You don't even understand how excited people are going to be to hear from you until it starts happening. And then you'll be, you know, posting on Teams like, look at this response I got. This is why I'm doing it. Yeah. Are some people every once in a while going to be annoying? Yeah, that's normal. You're dealing with people. But the point is if your heart's in the right place and you're trying to connect and make people's day, that's going to come across. So people are writing their questions here. How many days do you wait between follow-ups? I'm wondering how long on average it takes to move through the funnel 8 to 10 times. It's a good question. I typically follow up every day for 3 days straight. And then I'll go every 2 days for a while. And then I might back off to every 3 days. To get to 10 follow-ups, I would say typically is 3 to 4 weeks. However, it depends on what you got going on. Now, one of the things that we talked about just in boot camp yesterday or the day before, one thing that was helpful for me was having a hard deadline that I was filling to each month. So that would help me to get through those follow-ups because I had a reason, I had an event, or I had something that was expiring that I needed to get people to by a certain date. So if you have something like that, or you have an event that you're promoting to or something like that, or a special, like you guys have this special, it's expiring. Like if you have a hard one, then you can speed up a little bit because you're letting them know like, hey, I don't want you to miss this. But typically it might take 3 to 4 to 5 weeks. And that's why, you know, Debbie's explaining how 6 weeks in now she's experiencing fully what the system feels like. You're having conversations, and you're having so many conversations that you're having no problem finding interested people, right? But you're not leaving anybody behind, because the conversations that lead nowhere, you're going to pick up again right where you left off in a couple of months, and you have already planted the seed, and now the conversation's moved along a little bit. You know what I mean? Okay. Any other questions?
I have a quick question. So I've been using Teamzy, but had a baby in November and kind of slacked off for a few months. And so my question is, I have had a lot of new Facebook friends in that time.
Okay.
Upload my friends list, will I double, or will it only do new names?
You broke up there, but I know the question because I've had it a few thousand times. Don't worry. You can upload your Facebook friends again. It will only bring the new people in. It will not double them. It will only bring the new people in. It will ignore the old people. Also, so you guys know, if you've deleted people in Teamzy that were on your Facebook list and you import it again, it'll even ignore the deleted people. So you won't have to delete them again. Okay, so that's just to minimize the duplicates. So from time to time, you may want to do that bulk import again. Of course, to get 100% on your daily tasks, you have to be adding people to your list. So it's going to motivate you to add them as you go, because it's going to drive you nuts. But if you miss, like she had a baby and so she stepped out of Teamzy for a minute, do the bulk import again. It won't delete. I mean, it won't duplicate.
I have a question. To follow up on Brenna's question about, you had said put the notes in Messenger, like from Messenger. Can you import your history, your conversation history from Messenger, or do you need to manually copy each?
Okay, great question. You cannot import your conversation history from Messenger. Messenger doesn't allow you to get that information.
Okay.
Nor do you need to manually input it. In my opinion, that would be a complete waste of your time, because that conversation's in Messenger. You don't need it. Why would you need it in two places? So when I come up on your list, Laura, connect with Eric, you'll see in Teamzy the last message you sent me. And then you'll go look me up on Facebook, and there's our whole conversation. There's no need for you to copy it over to Teamzy. That's just going to be too much work for you guys. What Teamzy does brilliantly for you is it tells you what the next time to reach out is. So let me just give you another example. I'm talking with Laura. Hey, Laura, how are you? Hope you're having an awesome day. Just thinking about you. Hope you're having an awesome day. She says, oh my gosh, great to hear from you. We have a whole back and forth that lasts 6 days. What I'm not doing in my case, I'm not going back and pasting every response she gives me back into that Teamzy thread, because it's all in Messenger anyways. Now, I'll be honest, in the beginning, I did do that. And then but by week 2, you don't have time for that anymore. You're too busy talking to people. So all I'm really concerned about is, when is the next time I'm going to talk to Laura? If we are having a thread right now that is ongoing, then I don't worry about it. If the thread ends, like the conversation winds down and goes nowhere, great. She's already on my Teamzy. I'm not going to do anything with it. She'll just come up 30, 60, 90 days, whenever she's going to come up. If the thread moves to an invite where she's interested in learning more and I invite her, now I'm going to set a follow-up with her. I'm still not going back and trying to record the whole conversation. I just want her on my follow-ups list so I remember on Tuesday to connect and see what she thought of what I sent her. Does that make sense? So you're using Teamzy to tell you the next connect, not to record history. People use CRMs as filing cabinets, and that's why they hate their CRM, because they feel like all they're doing is filing. How many of you guys have ever filed at work? Like that was your job. Like, can you do this filing? I mean, it's like, that's okay. And some people like that, but that's not what you want to do when you're building a business as an entrepreneur, right? You want to be the person that's getting the files handed to you. Ma'am, here are the next 10 people you need to call today. Just call them and I'll handle everything else. That's Teamzy. That's your assistant. That's your $1 a day assistant that's handling that for you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I just read you.
Yeah, that makes sense. I guess maybe conversations I've had in the past that I thought, okay, I figured out how to word that correctly. That's where that would go in the sample messages instead. Yes. Okay.
You can save those in scripts. Now, we put a bunch of scripts in there to help you, but you can also, guys, you can create your own scripts. You save them in there. Okay. Or you can take the scripts we put there, copy them, paste them in a new one, and then change them around, put your emoticons in there and stuff. I love putting emoticons in messages. I think you guys should definitely do that.
And we didn't even touch on this, but I was going to add also the algorithms on Facebook, just from the dialogues that I'm having in the inbox, guys. I'm seeing people's messages that I didn't even know I was Facebook friends with. And I don't even know how I was Facebook friends with them. But regardless, I'm seeing their walls now, because Facebook's algorithm is picking up all of this dialogue that's happening also in our inboxes. So that's just a cherry on top of everything, so that then when you do go and post something, you actually have people besides your own team seeing it now, which is nice.
The truth is people worry about Facebook algorithms, but if you're connecting one-on-one with people on a regular basis, you'll always beat the algorithm, because it's designed to help that. So just think about this, because Debbie's talking about, she's experiencing this. Imagine if you message 20 people. I saw a bunch of people doing the 5-day thing, right? So you message 20 people a day for 5 days. That's 100 people. 50 people respond and have a conversation with you. Facebook now goes, whoa, this is a really relevant person. And for sure, every single person that responded, you're at the top of their relevance scale now. So they're going to see your posts first. And overall, they're going to look at all your friends and go, actually, Debbie's pretty relevant because she's in the last 6 weeks. She's in boot camp right now, guys. So she's, who knows? I mean, I'm just thinking it's probably 600 people. So her relevance factor is sky high. Now, besides what she's doing with posts and connecting with people and commenting on posts and liking things. So you don't have to worry about that stuff. All that fear mongering about Facebook algorithms, I'm telling you guys, if you focus on connecting with people, you don't have to worry about that. And all those fear mongering posts are generally designed to sell you Facebook training, which I have no problem with people doing that because I sell training too, but let's just be honest, that's what it's for.
That's a good one.
All right, any other questions? I know I've had you guys here for a long time. Probably not a single one of you would have said, I will come to this 90-minute training had you known I was going to go this long. But I'm glad that you found enough value to be hanging with us. My biggest thing for you guys, again, is those action steps. Get your free trials in, get your teams in a free trial, get your success partners to help you with the 30-day free trial. We do have, I know Debbie's going to talk to her team a little bit more about boot camp coming up. If you guys want to, if you like Teamzy and you get in there and you want to be in a program where we're really going to push you for 3 months to really generate a ton of momentum, then you definitely want to take a look at that. But in the meantime, guys, I just want to say thank you so much for having me. It's been an honor. I'm really pleased to be here. And I just want to say God bless.
Thank you.
Have a great night, guys.